I've got family coming over early October, and now we have to construct a guest room. This is not something we normally have to do, but sometimes we have people come over, and it's we're out here in Omaha, Nebraska, so a lot of people want to stay with us, and sometimes they stay at hotels, but we're like, okay, we could do this. So my wife is going into work more often because she was working fully remote, and now they're like, no, you need to come back into the office a couple of days. So I have an office. She has an office. So because she's got to go back into work more, we're like, well, let's just give up her office and make it into a guest bedroom. So we're going to do that, but it's just like we've got to buy a bed frame. We've got to buy a bed. And I'm just looking at all the other stuff that comes with it, too. It's never just that simple. Oh, buy a bed and put it in there. It's guest bedroom. It's like, well, what about nightstands? It's like, well, what about nightstands? It's like, well, we're going to need nightstands. It's like,
God.
And I know it's just a domino effect, Then what
Is
next?
There an IKEA near Omaha? You can just get it all in one shot and be done with it.
First of all, I love IKEA. I love that place. That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Every time I go there,
I have a lot of IKEA in my house.
Yes. I never saw the problem with it. It's great. But then the bed becomes the nightstands becomes some knick-knack things on there, becomes new stuff on the wall, becomes a paint job, and then next thing you know, it's like a new carpet, and it's like oh my gosh.
It could be worse, because you did say constructed. I thought maybe you were adding a room onto the house, but...
Yeah. It's kind of... you mentioning the nightstand, though, brought back... I don't like 90% of nightstands. It's so weird. I of everything in my bedroom, the hardest thing that I had purchased was my nightstand because I could not find any that worked for me. And I don't know
what
why.
What do you need? I mean, it's
one thing is
on legs and maybe
I think
a drawer.
I think one of the things is I'm cheap. I really didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I also
right there with you, brother.
but I also I wanted a drawer. I have to have a drawer, and I was completely blown away with how many nightstands exist that don't have a drawer at all. There's nothing, and I'm not kidding. It took weeks before I found one. Actually, it took probably 3 or 4 weeks because in that process, I actually bought one that I ended up despising. And when I moved out, I left it. I don't even want it. I don't know why. It's so weird. I like that. That was the last thing that I would think of. But as I was shopping for it, it was the worst thing for me to buy. I was just everything. I was that's the perfect size, but there's no drawer. Or there was always just something. It was perfect, but there was something. I don't know why. It was so weird.
It's kind of why I actually designed and printed an end table in my living room using my 3D printer. Because I couldn't find anything that I really liked that wasn't ridiculously expensive. The cheap part of me came out. Now, in the end, for the cost of the filament to make it, but by then I had invested way too much time playing around in CAD and all of that stuff to come up with a design. So I did buy expensive filament. It's wood filled. It's not just plastic. It's got wood fibers in it.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
you can stain it and finish it. And
whoa.
It came out really cool.
You definitely spent more money than...
Yeah, I did.
I know even just standard PLA is expensive.
Yeah, and there are 10 spools worth in this table.
Oh, jeez. Let me turn the nightstand on you real quick and say, isn't there an IKEA nearby?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I looked in IKEA, and actually the glass top on this table is from IKEA, so it's...
That was the weird thing is IKEA did... Usually I can look at IKEA and I'm like, oh, yeah, they have exactly what I need. But no, none of their nightstands were... I was none of them jumped out at me, and seriously, it was the last piece of furniture that I would it's one of those things you think you just go by and no, it was just agony.
That is my absolute kryptonite. Some people can't get out of Costco for under $500. I can go in for Costco and buy 1 gallon of milk and walk out of there. I have no problem with that. I cannot walk into IKEA for under $500. Though. Like, that is, IKEA is it. Because it's like every time I turn the corner and one of those little, like, what is this? It's like, this is only $4? Oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever.
I always have to swing by the restaurant and get some Swedish meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. That's the funniest thing about IKEA is like you think of it like as like furniture. Like, oh, I got to go get
No.
but like you come home with like tons of little stuff.
And have you ever tried the lingonberry jam?
No.
You have to.
No. Lingonberry.
It's really good.
Does this go on the meatballs?
It goes as you can do it as a side dish of meatballs. My family background is Norwegian, so close, right? And so we've got a lot of traditional recipes that have been handed down for generations, including some that use lingonberries. Well, you can't buy just lingonberries in this country, but you can buy the jam and it works. So even so, just on toast in the morning or whatever, it's great. You got to get it.
Wow. I still have no idea what a lingonberry is.
I don't either.
It's bright red, and it's a little bit smaller than a blueberry and round like a blueberry, and it has a really kind of tart flavor to it.
Are these the things I'm always seeing at Christmas time? Sounds like that.
Maybe. I don't know what you're seeing at Christmas time.
I know what
I'm
seeing.
thinking of like the leaf with the little red balls on them.
No, that's just holly.
Holly's a good person too. We like Holly.
But are those berries
I
on
love
holly?
Holly's
This is a good
carburetors.
question. I've never actually thought this through. I like as soon as you said that, I visualized it, and I'm like, what the hell are those?
It's just holly berries.
So they are berries. Like,
Yes.
okay, that's weird. I never actually.
I don't know what they are.
It's
They're
like
just
it's like the first time you realize that a cucumber is a pickle. It's like, wait, duh. But at the same time, it's like, no, they're different
That's
things.
right.
That can't be.
Yeah, no. It's all in the processing. God, we're losing it.
Well, this is Side Friction Podcast, episode 93.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's for August 23rd, 2025. I'm Bob.
I'm Greg.
I'm Ryan, the ride mechanic.
And we have breaking news from Ryan, the ride mechanic. Actually, he didn't break it. He covered it, though.
No.
I covered it.
Yeah.
That was good.
I swear to God, this was like all of last week. This happened like right after the show, but I saw this video and like just cracked up at it. It was a Dragon Wagon, right? Yeah, Dragon Wagon.
Dragon
Just,
Wagon.
Like,
Yep.
going around the circuit, front axle just said, I'm out of here.
Popped up. Went running away.
It is, if you have not seen it, check our show notes or just go to Ryan the Ride Mechanics channel. He covered it. It's hilarious. You have to see it because
you have
nobody was hurt.
Yep, no
And
one
in
was hurt.
fact, the funniest thing about this is all of the kids on the train just literally, like, there was no panic. There was no nothing except the
Nothing,
kids just like had a look like what happened as they watched the axle continue.
There are a couple of kids who actually have their mouths hanging open in shock. I'm like, what? Trying to process what they're seeing, and they just can't figure it out.
This was so funny. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious to watch. And again, it was the whole, like, normally, you hear something like, okay, there was a roller coaster accident and kids were involved and everyone's heart drops. And it's just like, oh no, what happened? But there, like Bob said, there was no screaming. There was not even any crying or an upset face.
Even the dad commented, is somebody going to stop this? He was so calm about it.
Right, yeah, that's like nobody. There was nobody that was like, "Oh my god!" It was just like, like, oh.
I really wish I could have been there. It was like, no one's going to stop this thing. It's like, it has to valley, sir. Like,
You can't do a damn thing.
You got to wait for it to valley. It's got Yeah.
It's doing what it needs to do.
I really want to know the aftermath of that, though, because I really want to know when that ride went back up and running.
Oh,
Yeah,
probably as soon as there were enough people that were there originally that were gone.
Right?
It was, yeah.
My thought, too. It's like, wait for some of the OG crowd to get out of
Right,
here.
yeah.
And it's like, but realistically, if you got the I don't give a crap crew working on it, I mean, honestly, they probably could have had that thing back up and running in like 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. You
easily.
explain in your video that it's literally like a trailer hitch, just like you have in a car.
Which really, that surprised me. I never would have imagined that the axle would have been connected that way.
Yeah, I never really thought of that, but it
roller
really makes
coasters.
a lot of sense. I mean, in that context, it really does make a lot of sense, I think.
And the balls are rated for the weight. They've got like highway safety ratings and stuff to them. The hitch openings that you put on the other side, they've got ratings attached to them and everything else. So it's like the engineering and the work is already done. There's a handful of bigger roller coasters out there that actually use the trailer hitch and ball, like an actual trailer hitch and ball on them. So it's like they're out there.
So wait. Just dawned on me. You literally could very easily pull a roller coaster train behind your vehicle.
You could. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah, what do you have in mind there, Bob?
I don't know. I'm just picturing it, and it's pretty funny. That's all. No, I'm not recommending it. I don't think the wheels would take the road. Like,
well,
but on the other hand,
pick up Santa's sleigh, but I got a Philadelphia Toboggan Company sleigh.
There you go.
The other
sleigh, I got a toboggan, a PTC toboggan.
The other thing you could do is actually you could just make the Dragon Wagon train as long as you want, right?
I mean, theoretically, yeah, you could.
How long is that train? Because it was amazing how much of it was over the hill and got sucked back after the thing came up.
I think they're like 8 coaches long. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so we're only
like 8 coaches long.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you just add one extra car, then that's like 10 rides. 10 tickets.
But you gotta increase the length of the station too, because it has to valley in the station. That's where it sits. So it's like, yeah, you can do that, but then you start running it like a Ferris wheel. You know, you got a car like, okay, we're going to load these 8 cars, move it forward, then load the next 8 cars. And it's not until like a cycle and a half into it the kids actually start having fun. It's like,
that booster wheel on the lift's going to be doing a lot of work.
Right? Yeah, you're definitely going to have to change some belts and get some different size motors out there.
Anyway,
did Skyline try that?
I mean, actually,
hey, you know,
let's not give any more ideas out there in the ether like that.
Apparently, they already got it. So,
yes.
Oh, so we already know it won't work then.
Yeah, because they've tried it several times.
Several times.
Oh.
Really, watch the video if you can.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Hilarious.
It is a hilarious video.
Highly recommend.
And you have to watch it. There's no explaining that can do it justice. Another video that was released was a teaser from Kings Island. It's kind of interesting how Six Flags is teasing stuff all of a sudden without really officially saying anything. Like, wasn't Fiesta Texas just like announced their announcement date? Like, what the hell?
Announce the announcement date.
Anyway, this one actually kind of makes me a little bit excited. Well, one thing we didn't cover, and it was a oversight on the rundown at one point because I forgot to copy it over. Kings Island is closing Boo Blasters. And my immediate thought went to, they better be bringing back the Phantom Theater. And the teaser was released today. And it's all about the Phantom.
Yeah.
But there's also a really interesting thing. Wait a minute.
What?
Oh, this is an announcement for an announcement. That totally went over my head.
Yes, it is.
Did you guys catch that?
Teasers, but they do that all the time. I mean, not just Six Flags. A lot of
No,
parks.
but they put the date they're making the announcement.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Right.
I was looking at it too quickly.
Because your brain thought that it was today's date. It's not.
Oh, God.
It's next Thursday.
Tune in for the announcement.
Devils.
Literally, the subject of the video is 8/28/25.
Oh,
So this literally is an announcement to an announcement. Oh my god!
Yeah, it is.
They got me on this one.
Suckered you right in. Well, it got me too.
Right into it.
But I mean, it's the Phantom, so this honestly, like, I really loved the Phantom Theater ride at Kings Island. It was a really well done ride, and Boo Blasters was like I like Boo Blasters. I can appreciate it, but it was a mistake at Kings Island because Phantom Theater was so popular and such a good ride.
Well, since I haven't experienced that, and I would guess Ryan hasn't either, what was it all about that was so good?
I mean,
This guy doesn't know.
He's just making it up.
no, it's one of those things that's
Bob's
like
bullshit.
It's like the experience. Like go ahead and rate all of the shooting dark rides that exist right now, and you'll come down to like, okay, well, Holiday Worlds is probably one of the leading ones. People, I think, really like that. But like when you get down to it, like, how do you explain why is it? I don't know. It just feels more like, yeah, it just like it's more immersive and you feel more taken in by it, and I don't know, like it's one of those untangible things, and that's to me, like that's the Phantom Theater. It's just like they're like the music in it was really cool, and it was like really, it wasn't really, I mean, for me, it wasn't really jump scary, but there was so much to entertain you in it. I don't know, it was just really I'd so much rather ride it than Boo Blasters, and I'm glad to see they might be bringing it back. The weird thing is, though, they also included the a shot of the queue from the crypt. So, are they actually teasing 2 rides?
The crypt?
Yeah. So, Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was Tomb Raider. Crypt. It became Crypt after Cedar Fair bought it, I believe. Wait, I don't know. The Crypt was King's Dominions. I know. I don't know the history. All I know is I wanted to ride the Tomb Raider ride, and I didn't. I was in line for it. I didn't know what it was. Somebody in our group said, "We're not waiting," and overruled the rest of us, and I never got to ride it. So, but it was a giant top spin. Like the actual giant model, which is also why it didn't exist, because we know what a regular top spin, the wear and tear that a regular top spin had. The giant one was a giant headache. So it just didn't. Yeah. It didn't last very long, but it was. I mean, I've heard people talk about it, like from opening day, like. It took a while for people to realize what the ride actually was, because you were in the pitch black and it was themed really well, and you went through, like, it was fully immersive, and people were trying to identify like what they actually just rode, like what kind of ride system it was. It took people a while to realize, like, oh wait, I think it's a top spin. But anybody that rode it knows, like, it was one of the I mean, it's still one of the best known attractions from Kings Island. People that have gone to Kings Island. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like, are they? I don't know. Like, is it actually 2 different rides that they're going to do, or are they going to like put the Phantom in a ride in the Crypt's old building. I don't know.
So that brings into the editing into question then, because I saw him like, oh, it looks like he was in the one attraction, then looked like he was being drawn to another one, and then to me, not knowing, it just looked like it cut to a different part.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh, it's something else, because I don't know any of the backstory to it. But is it trying to be like he walked out of that attraction directly into the Crypt attraction? Like the two are linked?
I think it's two different. Isn't it two different security guards?
I'm gonna have to watch it again. I
would have to watch it again
before
too.
We started the show.
Same.
No, I'm gonna...
See, and I didn't know the history of the Tomb Raider and everything. So my mind, when I saw it, went to the mine train ride. I can't think of the name of it now.
Yeah, it's two different. It's two different security guards. So I think they're talking to each other on the radio.
Oh yes, they were. The first one was talking to somebody in the radio. So that must be it. Yeah,
and that like the thing from the Crypt, like he's also talking on the radio as well. It looks like he's trying to reach the guy that was in the Phantom Theater. Well, Blue Blast, whatever that ride is. So are they linking them together? Are we getting two Phantom themed rides?
Ooh, that's a good question. What can we come up with?
Yeah, but there's no space around anything on boo blasters if they're tying them together.
What? No, I don't mean tie. Like, I don't necessarily mean like tying them together as like the same ride.
Oh, okay.
But like, revert Boo Blasters to Phantom Theater, and then also create another Phantom themed ride in the old Tomb Raider building.
All right.
I don't know. Like, there's lots you could speculate about. But it's weird because Six Flags isn't spending money.
Yeah.
Which and we kind of missed this one, and really in the light of Zimmerman stepping down, which kind of makes me wonder if that was intended.
Right.
But Six Flags has actually said they are reducing capital spending in 2026. They want to spend at least $75 million less.
Well, so maybe they're advertising now, but the Boo Blasters replacement won't come until at least 2027.
That's true, but here's
there we go.
I mean, well, it doesn't matter. They may announce it in 2026. It'll still just arrive in 2027.
That's true too.
Depending on the complexity of the ride, it will probably say it'll be opening in 2027 and actually open in 2028, because we do have a track history of that happening.
Right. It's hard to build a dragon wagon. As we've already learned.
It's a lot tougher than it seems.
You get that ball in the socket just right.
Just right. Just right.
The relevant in this next story, the relevant paragraph for me is looking beyond 2026, Six Flags plans to focus on operational efficiency and enhancing the guest experience rather than large-scale new ride investments. The company will prioritize maintaining and enhancing its existing attractions and expanding its food, beverage, and entertainment offerings. So this fits right in with that. Hey, we got a new ride, except not a new ride. It's actually a rethemed ride to the ride that it used to be that everybody liked that we took away because for reasons.
And now it's an enhanced guest experience.
Right.
Yay!
And really what happened was somebody just found the old shit in the storage unit.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. I also think it's kind of clear that whatever King to Cause replacement is, I think had to be in motion before the merger.
Yeah,
I don't think,
you would think
so. They would
so.
have been doing it. There's no way.
I mean, if anyone watched that video, man, I forgot who put it out there. They interviewed Intamin basically, And Intamin did a lot of talking about their entire process of, building rides start to finish. And it's very evident that, for those who don't know, it's like, yeah, pretty much a ride is said, okay, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to pay for it. Here's the money. Start working on it. A lot of times 5-6 years in advance of when it's supposed to open. Like, most people out there don't understand. They think it's like, oh, we called up Intamin and said, hey, next year we want this ride, and like, there it goes. It's like, no, it doesn't work
like
that way.
Buying a shed from Home Depot.
Right. The only people that were close to that was, and I was told personally, it was like Vekoma was close to that, but not just any. Back in the height of the heyday of the classic boomerang, when they were really cranking them out and they were building boomerangs for everybody, everyone was getting a boomerang. They said from the time you signed the contract to the time the ride was running, they could do it in 9 months.
Wow.
Which is, wow, right? That's crazy.
Just the fabrication is crazy.
Just the fabrication alone. Now, they're really small rides, but yeah, most rides, when you say, oh, I want to buy a roller coaster, yeah, they're 5+ years out. They're a long time out of there. That's
kind of interesting. I was actually thinking a lot about the whole Mach Tower coaster and Kingda Ka. And I don't know if this lines up or not. This is speculation that I haven't really fully baked. But, it kind of seems like to me there's a possibility. I had heard that there were some issues with Zuma Manjaro. Like that the drop tower on the side of Kingda Ka was having issues.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me wonder if there was some kind of share, like the tower coaster would actually replace Zuma Manjaro, but it would actually kind of interact with Kingda Ka. I don't know that it would necessarily share the same tower, but I don't know. I just it makes me wonder the way it came back in and where it came back in just makes me kind of think that it I don't know how to line it up. I'm not good with it, but it seems like it would be like right in the area where Kingda Ka's Camelback was. So it would be like, okay, this would be a natural place to kind of go through. I don't know. It's like the fact that they made major investments in Kingda Ka the year that it closed is, just like that ride wasn't intended to go away soon, because they're not going to buy new locker systems and redo an entire train for a ride that they're going to get rid of in a year or two. They would just run out the clock. You'd fix it. You'd keep it running for 2 years. But if it was going to go away in 2 years, I don't think they would have made those investments. I could be wrong, but I don't know. It just seems to me like they were meant to coexist. But I don't know. I think Green Lantern was going to go. Like, that was planned. I don't think there's a doubt in my mind that was planned to go away. And it was just like, oh, hey, well, while we're getting rid of this, let's get rid of the rest of Great Adventure.
They got a 2-for-1 deal from the demo company.
The 2-for-1. They got rid of like 6 rides in one shot.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Anyway, we got way off at the Kings Island path there, and the capital spending. Well, I guess not that far off, but
not that far off.
So sticking with Six Flags, you know how like everybody's all excited about this whole free all park passport thing. Yeah, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it in the park. This is another thing we missed last week, but at least at Cedar Point, and I think this is also happening at other Six Flags parks, but I don't know off the top of my head where. Halloween weekends at Cedar Point is now an upcharge. Admission is included, right? Like, yeah, so you can still go to the park, but you can't do any of the haunted houses without paying to do the haunted house.
Yep.
Right.
So it is, what is it? It's varying from as little as $10 on Thursday and Sunday nights to $20 on Fridays and $30 on Saturdays. That's not per attraction, is it?
Yes.
No. Buy a wristband. I don't know. Because when I looked at it, I kind of shrugged my shoulders and just said, oh, okay, so they're modeling. Because, you know, with both of these companies, you could model either way. You could go with the Haunt and Cedar Fair's model, and it's a separate admission, and you get everything. Or you can go with the Six Flags model, it's the same admission. We don't kick anybody out, but you have to pay for the haunted houses, which is typically in the form of a wristband. And, you know, then there's the multi-levels of the wristband you can get in there. But that's what I was taking away from that.
Okay, and this article describes that as, let me see, where's it? The price for admission for the haunted attraction passes. So, yeah, it must be a flat fee for all of them on top of the gate fee.
Yeah.
But.
So, well, I think, this is exactly what Ryan said. But, like, I think that's kind of like one of the points that I'm kind of making here is that, you know, the thing with Six Flags was their admission was like just whatever, you know, like that had no real bearing on Six Flags. The thing was get you in the park because they were going to take you for all you were worth inside the park. Cedar Fair was a lot less like that, but now they're going more that way. So I think I think the thing that's happening right now is the people that are like used to the Cedar Fair style, like live close to the Cedar Fair parks, they're going, oh my God, I can get into all these parks for $100, but they're not realizing what's attached with that because they don't really know the Six Flags model. So I think a lot of people are like, I think they're kind of manipulating this to Six Flags' advantage, because they know that this is going to be the reaction. They know that season pass sales are down, and they need to boost them. So they're like, "Oh, hey, we need to," and we're going to lead into it. But I think they're being very creative with the wording that they're saying, and trying to make things seem like they are not exactly as they are. Like, things are a lot worse than Six Flags, Cedar Fair, whatever, is kind of leading on to. Like, you know, and they're painting pictures that aren't really, you know, like right now all they're really saying is get your pass. It's really cheap and get it now. Get it before you find out about all this, like all these upcharges.
All other stuff.
Like that's what I think that's exactly what they're doing is like, okay, let's go with the Six Flags model, but let's really hide what we're actually doing until these people have their passes, which has been a Cedar Fair tactic because, you know, the last couple of years look at last year. It was like, we know we're tearing down like all of these coasters across the nation, including Kingda Ka, but we're not going to tell anybody until those season pass sales are in. And like that was willful, and I think they're doing it again in a very different manner here.
But it's been noticed.
Has been noticed. They are under investigation.
Yes, a law firm in California has posted on their own site that they're looking for people to join in a class action lawsuit, I guess. Isn't that what the level that they're putting it as?
They're looking for shareholders to join in on it.
Yeah, and it's under investigation now because they claim that this whole thing, you know, has been a lot of fraud going on from the get-go.
Here's the thing that really jumps out at me. If you read between the lines on this, without actually coming out and saying it, it kind of feels like they might be calling bullshit on the weather stuff.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because that's a part of the statement.
For sure.
Like, you know, like they're literally saying, no, we know you're full of shit. This weather stuff is just not. This is all a lie. This is all manufactured. You're just doing this, you know, because. I think this is I think this is only the beginning in many ways.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll have to try and keep an eye on this because I wonder if they'll ever publish. How many people have responded to this call by this law firm and put their name down and say, "Hey, I'm one of them. Count me in."
Right.
And I wonder what will come of this because it makes me think of a couple of years ago when Kennywood announced that Steel Curtain would be down last summer after season passes had been sold, and there was one person that tried to take them to court over that. I never did hear of any follow-up, whether they were gaining any traction or what happened. Do you?
No, I didn't either. But I think, honestly, I think that was its own kind of bullshit. I think the lawsuit was in that case.
Yeah, I would
what
agree with that, but I guess the point of what I was trying to make, is that it started out in the news around here and then just died on the vine, and will this do the same thing?
Well, I think if it follows the same path where, like, if this doesn't amount to anything, we won't hear anything about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's where I think it's different, because when it comes to, a single ride being down, that's a very different story than what's been going on with Six Flags.
And we're talking about a nationwide company now, too.
Yeah, and we're also hitting a point where it's like it's becoming national news. Like, while I was going there were so many links that I could have added to the rundown to add to this conversation, but generally it's just so rampant across the nation that the media is now covering, these rides are closed at this Six Flags park, and like in their local market. I know Great America is one of them because they have 2 coasters that are down, and I saw a couple different news stories on, like, there's 2 rides closed at Great America, and one is because it's being painted, but Max Force is also down because we don't know. They won't say.
That's a mystery.
But it's like, and like the thing is rides go down. The problem is like this is becoming an epidemic, and it's becoming so much of an epidemic that people are now noticing. It's not just I went to a park and I had a bad day because everything was closed. It is
everywhere all the time.
Yeah, it's constant. It's rampant.
Closed for weather thing has gotten way too commonplace on days where the weather wasn't that bad.
Right. Yeah, it's just it's so rampant, and that's why I think we are going to hear something about this, because I think this is going to go somewhere.
I hope so.
I do too.
I don't know where, but I hope that some accountability happens.
And whoever started the lawsuit, I mean, they clearly listened to the show, because they're hitting all the points that we got
that we've been making all along.
It really is what we've been saying.
It's crazy. Like right here, they're like, Cedar Point Siren's Curse broke down 5 times. It's like, wow.
That is still everywhere in the news, and it still is driving me nuts because
for some reason it never occurred to me that was because of our show. Right. Thank you for that insight.
There you go. And then the quantum accelerator still hasn't opened.
That too.
And
And then poor theming replaces volcano right here. It says it.
Yes.
No, I just want to see Bob's face on that one.
Amen to that. It's actually kind of funny. I just saw a Reddit post from like today or the last couple of days. Somebody wrote Rap Terror, and they're like, "This should have been so much more than it was." And I'm like, I feel you. It's not a bad ride. It is a fun ride, but
it isn't what it should have been.
Yeah, it should have been so much more, and it was planned to be so much more, and they just cut it. It's just it's
the budget cut starts there.
Yeah.
But it's not sitting on top of parking lot stripes, so it's leg up.
That really is like the Six Flags identity. Like if that gets that's how you know you're at a Six Flags park. Like I almost feel like it should be necessity that now Cedar Point put like something in their parking lot. Because
Aside from Science Curse? That came from the parking lot. Never mind. That came from the parking lot. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't constructed in the parking lot.
What did it? Wasn't it replaced the dorms or something, didn't it?
Say what?
Yeah, it was some sort of support building. I don't know if it was dorms or not.
I think it was the Cedarford dorms. So there was a parking lot there.
Yeah.
It was partially in a parking lot, so okay, we got it.
Okay. That was the dorms.
Oh, all right. We're going to move on to the thing that I completely missed last show. And Greg even messaged me sideband and was like, "Hey, did you mean to skip this?" And I thought he was talking about something else.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, you just call me out on the show. I don't care.
Okay. Now that I know, I will.
So, Mr. Twister just opened for the first time on
And not
this year for August 12th. Was that when it opened?
around then.
Did Pantherion beat it? By like a
Probably
day or
not.
something? I don't know.
Anyway, Elitch Gardens headliner coaster didn't open until just now because more extensive maintenance than they anticipated was needed. Which, when I say it was their headline coaster, I've been to the park. My daughter lives out in Denver, so we've gone. I've been to the park. It's really the only coaster there.
It really is.
Yeah, there's just unless you're a masochist and like to be, beaten up by the SLC there or the, on and on and on. That's all that park has. So it's a big deal for that to have been closed.
Yeah. My wife and I have gone there, and there's not a lot at that park. But so yeah, any coaster down is a pretty big deal for that park.
Okay, so this, I don't, all this Mr. Twister stuff, like the lineage confuses me so many, because there's like multiple coasters involved here. Because there's like, this is Twister 3 Storm Chaser, right?
Right. There was the original, Mr. Twister. The original one was at Elitch Gardens' original location. This is not where Elitch Gardens started.
Okay. And the original one was what Twister at Knoebels was based on.
Correct.
Okay.
But when Elitch Gardens moved, they built Twister. And there have been 2 more variations on it. It's not that it's new coasters. They have done things to it to enhance it. And the whole Twister 3's Storm Chaser thing was really kind of a bogus marketing. Because all they did was add some special effects to the existing ride and nothing else.
Yeah, I kind of remember
and
that.
They branded it as a whole new ride.
It's a pitch black tunnel that was added.
Yes, and a fake tornado somewhere.
I've rarely ever been in a pitch black tunnel on a ride. It's typically like it's a pitch black tunnel, and you go in there and you can see everything.
I know, there's
the
all kinds of
bottom's not enclosed. Yeah. It's just worse when you that all it is hot on the inside. It's like all right,
hot and loud.
Loud. We're looking at you, worlds of fun.
Well, the tunnels on the Beast on the double helix. Man, your ears get blasted off on that.
Yeah,
but in a way but that's the Beast growling at you.
Right,
that's what I tell myself.
Yeah, that's part of it. If they quieted that down, it wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't actually, but most of the time I find that annoying. Beast is an exception.
I'm just thinking of the tunnels that you could see everything. I'm just thinking of like Blue Streak at Conneaut. It used to have a pitch black tunnel at one point. I never rode it pitch black, but like there were so many holes in it. It was like almost not even a tunnel.
Actually, the tunnel on Phoenix gets pretty darn dark.
Phoenix is a good tunnel.
Even the daytime, and then at night it's truly pitch black, of course, until Halloween comes along.
They scare,
and then they give Bob a jump scare, a big one. That's their present to Bob at
And
Halloween.
the worst thing is they don't always do it, so it doesn't matter if I'm riding Phoenix during Halloween. I'm always bracing myself to be scared out of my mind. Like I have so much anxiety every time we dispatch till the time. Once we get on the chain lift, I'm fine. But I know other people like it, so I'll deal with it.
Well, I'm glad they're open. And supposedly, I don't know if you guys know this, Elitch is going to move again.
Again?
Yeah. But who knows when? This has already been dragged out. So I've heard rumors that the land has already been set aside and whatnot. But for those of you who don't know, Elitch Gardens is practically downtown Denver. You can see it from down the streets of Denver and all of that. So it's super high value real estate. And the city has been working like crazy to get that land back for years. And I have read some things where supposedly, they're got things arranged so that they can move. But of course, it's always a case of money and politics and all kinds of stuff that's holding it up. But supposedly there's land out on the east side of the city, sort of out where the airport is and such, where there is a lot of open land. But you know what? Don't hold your breath. That's been going on for years.
All the conspiracies around the Denver airport, though.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know.
Some of them,
there's all kinds of stories.
There might be some
of them I don't doubt.
Like, there's a lot to the Denver. Like,
oh, there's a lot of shady stuff about the Denver airport.
There's stuff underground. I guarantee. Like, there's no doubt in my mind there is stuff underground. But the rest of that's a different podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole different podcast.
A whole different podcast. But I'm for it. Let me know when you want to talk about that podcast. I'll be right there.
The conspiracy podcast.
Absolutely.
We'll have to get Airtime Mike on here so that we have a bunch. We have a bunch of mechanical engineers talking about nothing but conspiracy theories.
Yes.
We'll start episode number 1: the moon and Denver Airport. Let's go.
Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, God.
That is it.
So, other small parks, Lagoon. This is cool. This is one of those I just want to mention and like have the link there for people to go check out if they want. But there's KSL did a story on Lagoon's legacy and how it's three generations of a family business. So it really is right alongside Knoebels. Because like
it is.
They're just starting 4th generation right now, I think. Knoebels is.
And it actually has a similar vibe, just a Western version of Knoebels in a lot of ways. They have a lot of well-maintained, still loved classic rides, some old Schwarzkopfs and flat rides, all of that stuff. So very similar to Knoebels in that regard. They do push the envelope a little bit with some of their rides that they do in-house compared to Knoebels, but it's a great park for all of that stuff.
Yeah, and I love
the fact that
it's
it's still family owned is amazing.
Yeah, this really is a park that I want to get to. I really want to get to this
Same
park.
here. See all the cool rides, and I'm like, I want to go on that. I want to see what that is.
They also have a Zero. Like they're really in step. They both have Zero tower coasters.
Yeah,
actually,
nice.
they're the only two, aren't they?
Could be. And Cannibal is one of the best coasters I've been on anywhere. It is just so much fun and totally in-house.
And they did that right. You know, that's one thing when you look at a coaster and it's like, oh, that's really cool. And I think they designed it with ARM, I believe it was, that did that one. And you could tell it's like, oh, well, you go up here and then there's this valley section where it could go really slow. And then you see LSM sitting there. Mm-hmm. And it's like they built it to accelerate on slow days or recover it from stop times. And it's like, Oh yeah, they just did all the right things on that. That's really cool.
Elevator lift on a coaster when nobody was doing that, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I went on that with my engineer daughter, she had no idea that was there, what the tower was all about. She thought, I think it was just, vertical chain lift.
Right.
And then we got inside and it was an elevator and she's like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah. Loco Sumo is the same way. Lost Coaster Superstitious Mountain. I like Loco Sumo better.
Yeah.
It has an elevator too, and it's such a cool experience. Like you just pull onto it and just like go up,
raise up.
There's the talking skeleton.
Get pushed off.
Halfway up. Yeah. I did look it up, and Zero has made 2 tower coasters. One is Impulse at Knoebels, and the other is Wicked at Lagoon. Those are the only ones.
There's a connection.
Yeah.
But you know what my favorite thing at Lagoon is? How they designate where the toilets are. Do you know about this?
You're going to have to explain this.
How is that?
outside the buildings that have the restrooms, they have like a Grecian column. It goes way up in the air. And at the top of this Grecian column is an actual toilet rotating slowly around that's lit up at night and all that stuff. That's how you find the toilets at Lagoon. It's great. It is so funny.
That is spectacular.
It is. It's fantastic. It's up there in the top of the column with the lid lifted, so clearly it was a man who used it last.
Boy, that cuts through everything, though. Doesn't matter what language you speak or anything.
No,
anymore.
you understand. Well,
There
maybe so. Some Asian countries where they use the squatty potties, maybe not so much. But
Okay, all right.
But that's how they designate where the toilets are. You can't miss them.
That's real. I really like that. Is that
You're
just
not
like
gonna see
every
that
building
at a
that has a toilet?
corporate park. What's that?
Is that like in front of restaurants and stuff that have it too, or just like
No, just the standalone,
Okay.
restroom buildings.
That's great. I mean, that's up there with the bread building at Knoebels. And all the themed buildings, like they really are similar.
Yeah, that was my first impression after being there for a couple hours. Like, this is like Knoebels only in the mountains. I mean, Western mountains.
Yeah. Well, so in 2026, they're getting something, and I don't think there's any.
There's no surprise.
No surprise now.
They don't have to pretend what they're doing on this one.
Somebody I follow on Mastodon posted a picture and then had a link to the to a longer thread about it. But there's two air tanks sitting at Lagoon, and like they're clearly from SNL. Like you know they're getting a screaming swing. Like that's just
yeah. If you just showed me a picture of 2 air tanks, I'd be like, well, that could be anything. We don't know what that is. But you send me a picture of 2 painted air tanks, it's like, oh, come on.
I'm just surprised it's taken them this long to put in anything from SNS, because SNS is literally up the road from there. It's a 2-hour drive away. But still, yeah, those are screaming swing tanks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
So good news, Lagoon. You're getting a screaming swing like everybody else. I swear to God, is there going to be any parks like?
Well, is this going to be bigger than anybody else's and taller
of course
than
it
anybody
will.
else's?
They always are, even though they're all
some superlative about
identical. We put an extra millimeter on this footer to make it the tallest. I swear to God, every single time a new screaming swing opens, it's the tallest.
It's always the tallest.
The screaming swing's going to be up on Grecian pedestals, so that
Like Hershey's put theirs on top of the air compressors. So you had the air compressors, then the screaming swing. Put 2 of them in there. You put the air compressors, a screaming swing, and then another screaming swing on top of the screaming swing. Heck, we're gonna swing the screaming swings. We'll just have the whole machine swinging back and forth.
2 of them facing each other, and you have dueling screaming swings.
There you go. There you go.
Swinging at each other.
They're going to look like a playground with a swing set just lined up with the merry-go-rounds. Kennywood is hosting 2 21 and over nights. One, if you're listening to this, is too late. Because it is what? Yeah, it's the 22nd.
Tomorrow when we're recording it, yesterday when you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Catch it on the day of the release.
But if you're not, you can catch the second one on August 29th. I think this is a great idea. Like, really great idea. I know a lot of people have said they would love to, like, you know, not have to deal with teenagers while they're at a park. And
I'm tempted to change my plans for tomorrow night. Just go to Kennywood to see what that's like.
Yeah. So they're wrapping up. They're wrapping up regular season now, right?
Well,
I think that's what this is. These
Labor
are the
Day.
last days. Yeah.
Right.
So they're going to start getting ready for Phantom Fall Fest.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's one of the better Halloween events. I think people still note Phantom Fright Nights as like one of the. I don't know. They don't charge. They don't have upcharges. So, or do
Yeah.
they? Do they? They're not upcharges, are they?
No,
That's just
not
all
that I
part
know
of it.
of. They haven't in the past anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're 21 and over, go check out Kennywood on those. This is another story that I saw everywhere. A British man rides 55 different roller coasters in 1 week. And I don't. Is that a lot? I guess it is.
I did 54 in 2 weeks on the Japan trip. And,
Okay, yeah.
that's what we were doing. Yeah.
I mean, that is a lot. You think a lot of parks only have like, a big park has like 10, 11 roller coasters, and that's including a lot of times kids coasters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, went to probably at least 5 parks, I would assume.
Well, it
more.
says his quest was to go to every roller coaster in Britain and Ireland. Now, granted, Ireland, that wasn't take much because they don't have much for coasters. But there are a lot of little parks in the UK
Well, no,
in addition to the famous ones.
Those are separate goals.
Lots of them.
He wants to ride all of them, but he didn't want it. It wasn't his goal to do
sorry,
that all
I misread
in 1
that.
week.
Yep.
But he did
even
have a goal
so.
of getting 60 in 1 week. That was the plan. But they ended up having 2 theme parks unexpectedly closed in the middle of the week.
For weather.
Yeah.
Oh, Six Flags parks.
It must have been. So yeah, that's cool. But like, I don't. What? This was an inaugural record, they said. So how long will it last? Like,
Somebody will break
I
that
have the
soon.
feeling like
Yeah.
people were like,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
wait, this is a record? I can do that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
It's like, and this is the thing that kind of, to me, gets weird with these is like, how do you, this is an amazing record to just do, but like, I have to me, it feels like if the parks are involved, it's less. Like, if this guy was just like a normal person going to the parks to ride these rides, that's really impressive. Mm-hmm. But if the parks are like, oh, we're going to give you priority to the coasters so that you can break the more records, like, if somebody has that, like kind of works with the parks to get a much higher number, is that really beating this guy's record? And do they define that in the record?
Well, Guinness is, the one that's backing up this as being a record. And for other things, they have pretty formal, stringent rules about, what qualifies and what doesn't. I wonder what they've set up for this, since it's a brand new record for them. What have they done to establish the criteria for it?
Yeah, the first thing they have to do is identify the record and say, well, this is what we judged it off of. It has to be this or that.
And are you allowed to get special treatment to get those in? Or is this, you have to do it as a regular guest?
What's the proof here?
that's another thing. If it goes in Guinness Book of World Records, there has to be a Guinness representative there to confirm firsthand that this is done. So somebody else must have been traipsing along with them from Guinness to do all this.
Yeah, and there's a link to the actual Guinness World Record site for the news site, but it's just touting it. It doesn't really explain oh, this is the requirements.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to try that. But the more psychotic thing, because as much as I love Steel Curtain, I don't.
Yeah.
Bubba from 100.7 breaks the consecutive ride record without getting off of 33. It was 32, now it's 33. I don't think I could do. No, I don't think I could ride that because there are other coasters that I could definitely do 33 rides back on, to no back, problem. Yeah. Steel Curtain is not one of them. That's insane. It also still Bubba being one I don't. Well, Greg, you probably remember growing when I was growing up. B94 had wait, what was it? John Dave Bubba Shelley.
Yes. Yeah.
And they all disappeared except for Bubba. He went to another radio station, and it's weird to me to see that he's still big in Pittsburgh. And John David Shelley just, I guess, disappeared. But yeah,
I don't remember. But 33 times without getting off Steel Curtain, yeah, that's a lot.
The thing that really shocks, there's so many of these things I probably have a record at Great Adventure for riding Joker. I don't know how many times. It was two
but
hours.
that was a media day.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I thought it was a media day that you did that.
No, it was
no. I'm thinking you said what you said. I'm thinking Flash.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I only rode it twice.
Yeah. That's right. You stood around all day.
Yeah. Literally all day. No, it was a really cold night and nobody was there, and I literally sat on Joker for 2 hours straight.
Oh my God.
I don't know how. The only thing, I sat on the one seat, and then the only thing I did is after an hour, all I did was stand up and move to the other seat, so I faced the other direction for the last hour.
Wow.
That has to be something, right? But just because there was no Guinness guy there.
Yeah. I had a few rides like that. I've had during ERT when that crowd dissipated. I've had some rides on Millennium Force where they didn't make us get off. That was cool. And I think that happened a couple of times on Twister at Knoebels. Again, it's all tied to ERT. That would never happen on a normal day.
Yeah. No, this actually happened because it started out where I was just there's nothing. I think the only other coaster that was open was Jersey Devil, and that was when it was in really bad shape. I'm I'm not riding that. But I started just kind of I rode it, got off, and went right back on. But there was so it was so dead that after 3 rides, the ride op was just sit there. Literally, she's just stay there. And she literally loaded the ride around me when somebody did come in. But I'm no joke, literally sat, I did not get up off the ride. It was insane.
I don't have any cool stuff like that. I think 16 times on the floorless coasters in a row was my biggest.
That hurts.
And I was only doing that because operations was listening for a wiggle.
I have to say, otherwise, that had to be a professional thing, or otherwise you hate yourself.
Well, it's I can only do that because you spend all your time with your head kinked down staring at a wheel assembly while the thing's running, and it messes up your equilibrium pretty soon. After a while, you're just okay, you're starting to get motion sickness.
Yeah.
After 16, I was just okay, somebody else take over. I'm done.
You were listening for a wiggle?
Yeah, it was making some sort of a chirping or a thumping. I can't remember what it was. It was making some sort of a sound out on the track. And, a lot of times it's it only does it here and it does it there. So a lot of times there's nothing to do but just ride it and see if you could at least lower it down to a like a wheel carrier, then you could at least pull the train off and start looking at that wheel carrier and say, is there anything wrong with this wheel carrier? Anything like with the wheels or anything that you could find? Something wrong with this. But when it's not, it's like, yeah, it chirps every once in a while. And it's like, on the SLC, it was like, hey, it chirps every once in a while. And I just go up there and be like, yeah, and it's going to. Bye.
That's the ball hitch.
Right. You just need to grease that ball hitch.
Yeah. Right.
Are you sure you're using the class 2 and not the class 1? Which,
right.
Still to this day, it annoys me. Like, why are they so close together? Why is it class 1 and class 2 like what is it? An eighth of an inch? Isn't that it's 1 7? Isn't it 1 7/8 of an inch for class 1 and a 2 inch for? I think that's what it is.
It probably has to do with the neck down underneath there.
Well, here's the thing. I found out when I moved because my trailer sat for a while. For years, I was pulling my trailer with the wrong sized ball.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Because they fit. And they fit almost perfectly because it's only an eighth of an inch. Right. It's like the most... Now we just got to the bottom of the dragon wagon issue.
What size ball did you put in there?
They had to replace the ball. It should have been a class 2, but they bought a class 1.
Right.
And it fit. It worked for a while until it just, the paint store started wearing off a little bit. And
that's all they had at Lowe's. What do we...
That's actually true. So
Lowe's.
If you have a problem with a dragon wagon, does that mean you could just go to Lowe's and buy parts for it?
No one's going to Lowe's to buy parts for a dragon wagon. You know they're going to Harbor Freight. Come on.
Well, okay, you're right. That's true.
You've been listening to Side Friction Podcast. You can follow us on Mastodon at sidefriction at worldkey.io.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Side Friction Podcast.
Or visit our website at sidefriction.com.
Look for new episodes every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you then.